Good morning, everyone. I'm Melody from Bake a Leg and Let's Dig It Homestead. And today's video is all going to be about red beets. If you're new here, hi, welcome. I was never really good at growing beets. Just never worked out for me. So, within today's video, I have some notes written down about what to do. How did I successfully grow a lot of beets last year? So I have just a couple different ones. You can get like the red Detroit from just a dollar store if you want to learn how to grow beets. Here's another from Valley Green. And then this one right now is currently my favorite. A little disappointed. Thought I ordered 2 packs and I don't know what happened. I might have to call them, but I have 1 pack. Okay, so beetroot, that's today's video. And how did I do it? Okay, my friends, anytime I put a beet and direct sowed it, they just never came up right. It would be very sporadic, it would be zigzags. You have to think of the birds wanting to eat your beets. I use a cell tray. Right there. I have soil in it now. It's probably going to need to be re-wet. Sorry, don't mind my voice. Grab yourself a drink. We'll see. Sorry. When you're trying to teach somebody how to grow something, it might not be a 5-minute video. So, this was requested by a lot of people as well. I also have a sustainable seed company, and I wanted to see what beets they had in there. So I just opened it, and they have the Detroit dark beets. So, start off with a seed tray. That's what I did. Last year I did an experiment where I did I did a seed tray. And then on a separate bed, trying to think, early, like end of summer, so that I would have them for fall. Okay. I did some in the seed cell tray, and then I planted beets inside of a bed. All the ones in the seed cell tray, perfect. The ones in the bed never worked out. I even had them out there all winter long for like an early harvest for spring, and they still didn't work out. I mean, it was a little bit better, but this is how I do it. So if you're interested in learning, pull up a cup of coffee, and let's get into talking about beets. If I look down, it's because I have notes and there's certain things I don't want to leave out. So, you don't have to do 75 beets. You could do just a few. And maybe something a little bit smaller. You could do it in this, I guess. But let me get into why I'm suggesting to do it in a cell tray. Okay. So, for me, it was very successful. You can do 4 seeds per modular. You don't have to worry about, oh no, I have more than like 2 seeds in there, because you always want to do at least 2 in case it doesn't germinate. You're not sitting around waiting. So if you're not a new gardener, that's one of the tips why we drop in 2 tomato seeds, 2 pepper seeds. You could do the same with beets. But did you know that you could drop 4 seeds in here and you'll be perfectly fine? Okay, so you would plant, we're going to get into the planting part first. You can plant 4 seeds per hole, and then when you go to take it outside, whether it's in ground or whether it's in a bed, I just make a little wiggle hole, and I put, if the whole 4 seeds came up, I put the whole clump right in that one hole. I don't smash it down. I don't do anything special. I just lightly bink right in the ground. Now, my favorite is Charles Downing. And I just saw a video not that long ago, Charles Downing doing the same method, where I was like, how is he doing that? He had like 6 beets. He planted them out, and if you didn't know this or not, beets like to grow together. It's sort of like if you put 1 beet in a hole, you're counting on that 1 beet, when actually beets like to grow with their friends. So, anyway, put 4 seeds per cell, 3 if you want. If you do 4 seeds per modular, which is a cell, You can get 6. You can thin them, but beets like to grow in a cluster with their friends. So I wanted to point that out. You can twist the larger ones that are already up, like in your bed or your garden. You can twist the larger one very gently, take that out, and you'll still have, so say we did 4 seeds, you'll still have the other 3 growing, and you'll just untwist the next beet. So it's like this great harvest. I mean, that was phenomenal. Last year, I didn't grow them in a clump. What I did was, well, a few were in a clump, but what I mainly did was 2 seeds per cell, light fluffy soil, just drop the whole plug. A plug is when you squeeze it like this and you pull out the plant, boom, right in a hole. Go to the next one, boom, right in a hole. They didn't need a ton of space, which is great. This particular beet here does not need to stay in the ground that long. Some people don't like beets because they think they taste woodsy or dirty or whatever the case may be, but they're really, really good for it. So remember, if you drop a couple extra seeds in your seed cell, it's okay, because if there's 5 in there and 1 beet, they're going to look like they're growing real close together. You're fine. The 1 beet's going to be bigger. You'll just twist it, pull it out, and then the other 3 will keep growing. You'll pull the next one out, and the other 2 will keep growing. So they do like to grow more than just 1 seed. So that's a point right there. So let me see. If you get 6, you can thin them. Beets like to grow in a cluster with their friends. I told you that. You can twist the larger one and harvest it and leave the others. Just explain that. Definitely, when I was putting seeds down, a big thing, if you have a lot of birds, you're probably going to need some bird netting, because the birds will gobble up those seeds, and that's why I don't recommend putting them in the ground. Plus, putting them in the ground is just very, like, sporadic. They don't really grow right, at least not for me anyway. So bird netting will work from keeping the birds, because they like the leaves. Now, the leaves on the Detroit beets or whatever beets, I'm just going to hold this one up. The leaves, you can juice it, you can put it in a salad. What's really good that I've done, clean them thoroughly, the tops, you know, the leaves, and then I steamed it with a little apple cider vinegar. Forget about it, it was so good. But the birds will either take your seeds or they will get to the leaves, because the leaves are sweet on red beets and they like them. They grow really easy, they taste delicious, and they're deep, rich in flavor. Also has so many vitamins in it, for sure. Now, I'm a little late, not gonna lie, ever on this channel. This video, I've been busy, up-potting and up-potting and up-potting. I'm growing for 6 families this year, in case you didn't know that. I am an organic gardener. I cook, I bake, we do a lot over here, and I go live every Sunday. Okay, so I should have started my beets February the 6th. I'm not too late. I'm still going to do them. But this was for an example to tell you guys. When I did them last year, I started them the 6th of February. You can use compost or some multi-purpose, you know, soil in a modular or the tray. That's what I did. And then, let me see, I'm trying, okay. The 27th of February, which was 3 weeks later, if you have 6 in a cell, you would thin it to about 4 or 5. Don't go no more than 4 or 5. 6 is a bit much for one little cell, you know. Plus they'll grow better, more than say 6 or 7 beets all together. So if you drop 4 or 5 in, you're good. If you go 6 or 7, so you planted them, let's just say February the 6th, no worries, you're not late. You can start them now. If you start them on February the 6th, as you can see, February the 27th, they're going to be up and germinated. You'll count them. If you end up having 6 or 7 in there, you might want to just leave the good ones, take out ones maybe that don't look too good. They'll probably all look great. You're just going to have to sacrifice like 2. You don't want to have 7. You want to have between 4 and 5 beets per little cell, okay? The 13th of March is when I put them outside. I planted the 4 seeds clumps in a hole. And then that was really it. They will push one another apart as they grow, so don't worry. You might not want to harvest them all at once. You might just want a beet that's big that day and steam it and eat it for lunch. You'll take the bigger one by twisting it, comes right apart from the other 3. Okay? So I planted them in a hole. I mean, a little finger hole, put it in there. I didn't really pack it down or anything like that. So like I said, they'll push one another apart as they grow. It's very time efficient doing it this way for sure. They are growing in with their friends, like I told you. 13 to 14 inches can be close for small to medium beets. You know, so it depends. These last year were spaced properly. This is recommended to be spaced 4 to 6 inches apart. And I probably did it 2 to 3 inches apart, and my beets were still very successful. But if you do the 13 to 14 inches, they can be kind of close for small to medium beets, especially if you're going to do that many beets. That was the moral of that story. Hopefully making sense. So when you're dropping, it's going to be a whole group of beets in a cell. You're going to drop it in the hole. That one you're going to want to space out, because remember, you're going to get 4 to 5 beets. So you want them, when they come up, you're going to have like a real big fat one here, 2 mediums, and maybe a small. You're just going to want to twist the large one out of your bed, leave the rest stay. So that you have to give a little bit more room to. So like I said, 13 to 14 inches can be close for small to medium beets. Okay, then the 22nd of May, I harvested my bigger ones by just twisting it away from the smaller ones. I was excited. I was like, this is the first time I ever grew beets. So let me see. It allows the smaller ones to continue to grow. You can get 2 harvests from planting beets just once. True story. Taking one at a time. Leaves are very edible. Like I already had stated, cover it with bird netting. Plant more for a later harvest. So you want to be consecutively sowing your beets. You don't want to do them all at once unless you want to be harvesting all that. And then you have to, because I did that, and then you have to process them all and be able to preserve them. So, you can use the fleece, bird netting, like a fleece if you want to plant them in the winter as well. You can get them going now, and you can put them right outside. So my friends, this is how I learned how to plant beets. I dropped 3 or 4 in the hole. This will look fabulous. Like I said, I'm a little late, and that's okay. Not late enough to where I can't do beets, but I want to get these out immediately after my last frost. They're a little frost tender, but you know, I've had some out there winter as an experiment, and they weren't too bad. So I want to make sure that I explained everything. Let me see. So we will go with, don't forget the dates. If you planted them, you start your seeds the 6th of February. The 27th of February will be 3 weeks later. Thin them to 4 to 5 beets per pot, per cell, per modular. Okay? Don't exceed 6 or 7. Now, again, you could take your chances by making a row. I know, I've been watching her a long time, that 1870s Homestead was never really successful doing her beets. This is why. Neither was I. And I love Rachel to death. Use a cell tray. Make sure it's pre-moistened soil. I am just using potting soil. I'm not using seedling soil or anything like that. I'm going to thoroughly dampen this a little bit better, because I had this set up yesterday to get this done and didn't get to it. So this morning, over a good cup of coffee, today is Monday, I'm going to try to get this out. I just did my live last night. I'm doing a whole tray. I'm going to be doing Chautauqua beets right there. I like to try to teach people how to grow food on a budget. That series is on my channel. So we're also going to do the dollar store Detroit red beets. I will show you that they will grow as well. This is just Valley Green. And it also says 59 cents. So let me see if there's a date on this package. Packaged for 2021. They'll probably be fine. I'm pretty sure of it. So what I'll do is I'll put a few extra in the hole and I'll just pick them out. So we're going to go with this Valley Green, Detroit Dark. That's the most popular beet. I have this open pack that I want to use up, which I think this is by Burpee. This is Detroit Dark Red Medium Tops right there. And then I'm going to be using the Self-Sustainable Seed Company that is Collects Garden Vegetables. This bag will last 25 years from the packaging date. I did a video on these. I just opened it to see what beets they had in there. They do have names on the front, but they could change due to, I guess, how many they have. So they only had one beet in this bag, and that's a Detroit Dark Red. Okay, that's it. That's all you do. I'm going to dampen the soil. I'm going to let it sink in, do all that good stuff. And then I am going to be doing probably half a tray of all dark Detroit beets. And then the other half, I am going to be doing, I say Chittoga, but it's actually Chioggia, which is probably pronounced Chittoga. Beets right there from M.I. Gardner. It grows like a candy cane color. See the middle? It honest to goodness looked like that last season. And at first I seemed disappointed. So I was like, oh, it's not the Detroit red beets. I boiled some of these. The skins came right off. It kept some of the candy cane type of look in there. They were actually really sweet. A lot of people say they don't like some beets because they're just strong, but I'll eat a beet any way you serve it to me. I like it out of the can. I love beets cold in my salad. So I really have to say Detroit's my favorite. They may take a little bit longer. Let me just look on the back of this seed pack. Days to harvest, 55 to 60. And this one doesn't take as long. On the back of this pack, it does say that it takes 50 to 60 days. I'm just going to be honest with you. I don't know if it's because of my brand new garden. If you're new here, come on over, look at some content. If you like it, maybe think about subscribing. But I built that brand new garden I started tilling the ground. This ground has never been touched here besides a house built on it, so no chemicals. Tilled it. Probably took me 30 days to build a raised bed garden, and I have some in-ground beds as well. But these didn't take that long at all. They like partial sun to full sun. You can do it a half an inch deep if you're going to put it in the ground. But I highly suggest you get some bird netting because they won't last. And these are cold tolerant to 28 degrees. I did a lot of experimenting for this winter. And yeah, that'll be in a whole other video for February's garden tour. I did January, so you can go back and take a look at that. So the days to germinate, 5 to 17 days, so I'm going to get them going. I am going to really make sure that this is moist. I'm going to put my seeds down. I'm going to do 4 to 5 seeds. This one here and this one here, I'm probably going to drop like 6 or 7 in each hole because of the dates on it, okay? A lot of seeds don't go bad. Don't panic, but I do have one that's sell by 11/19. It was packaged for 2019, and I just wasn't successful with trying to do them, so I gave up. I honestly gave up. With that being said, don't give up. If I can do it, you can do it. Get yourself a cell tray. Plant up to like 7 seeds per cell. If they all 7 come up, pick 2 out. You want to have 4 to 5 going into a hole. They like to be close together like that. That's the trick. And popping them out of this and putting in a hole was so much easier, my friends. So much easier. And I harvested, I was on Shed Wars last year, and I harvested, it was either 300 or 500 pounds of beets. Believe me, not complaining. But I taught myself how to water bath can, and Voon, who is my moderator, got me a pressure canner. And this growing season, I'm going to learn and not be intimidated, and I'm going to teach myself how to pressure can. So I ate a lot in salads. I blanched them, I froze them, I boiled them, and yeah, I just, I made some pickled beets, I did some fermented beets. That's how I was able to preserve all that. So could you imagine a person that could never grow beets grew like, I'm pretty sure it was 300 pounds of beets. 300 pounds of beets. It's a lot of beets, my friends. And I love them so much that we are just about done on the beets. So I am going to plant this. I will probably do a separate video. Maybe not, because I'm pretty sure this was pretty self-explanatory. You see I made the holes. I'm going to give this a really good dousing of water. I'm going to re-go over it. I'm just literally going to take the tip of a pen, make a little hole in each one again, and I am going to put 6 to 7 seeds per hole. I'm going to lightly tampen it. This is just potting mix with some worm casting in it. You don't need to have worm casting. That's just what I mixed in with my potting soil for extra nutrients on some of my seedlings. I'm going to make the hole. I'm going to plant between 6 and 7 seeds per cell. And then I'm going to cover it up, just tamping it down a little bit with some soil, not real tight. I'm going to swipe the excess off. This tray is going to go on a heat mat with a dome. I will spritz it, put the plastic cover on, put it on a heat dome. They're going to come up, so that's why I'm not really worried about, the date. I'm going to be a little bit behind. They'll be fine. They will germinate just fine, but best word of advice is make sure your soil is not soaked, but it's dampened, because it will make it a whole lot easier once it's sitting on a heat mat. Charles Downing, I think, did his on a windowsill. Absolutely love him. He does no-till. I have 8 raised beds out there that are no-tilled, and I have 1, 2, 3 big in-ground ones and a really long one. It's fence line, and I put all kinds of stuff in there. Zucchini, sunflowers. So come back and, join in watching, cooking videos, baking videos, planting. Today's world is crazy, and we all need to be growing our own food. So I'm here to encourage you that if I could do it, you could absolutely learn how to plant beets. So again, fill your tray up with soil or whatever it is you're going to use. I'm going to use, like I said, potting soil, not seedling soil. And I am going to make sure it's wet, but not dripping wet. I'm just going to moisten it, I guess is the word. I know a lot of people don't like the word moist. I am going to moisten the soil, and then I am going to then put 6 to 7 all different types of beets. 1/2 of the tray is probably going to be this. I'm going to try to see if I can order maybe a couple more packs. I don't know. So 1/2 a tray, and then the other 1/2 will be all Detroit red beets. And then I will probably grab another tray and do more dark Detroit red beets in about, I think I'm going to do it maybe 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now, so that I will constantly have red beets throughout the season. You could do it that way. I'm probably just going to do 2 trays because I want a lot of beets. So that's how I do it, my friends. I will never plant another red beet seed in the dirt. It just never works out for me. They get shifted from the rain. The birds get them. It's just not a good experience. And no wonder why this one says 2019, because I gave up. I really did, but I'm a determined woman. And I was determined to find a system that would work for me on how to grow beets. And that is exactly what works for me. And that is using a cell tray. Don't forget, you can put 6 to 7 seeds per hole, but you're going to want to pick out, well, you could do 7 to 8, but you want seeds. I'm going to, because these are 2019. I'm probably going to drop in like 6 or 7. If all 6 or 7 come up, I'm going to leave 4 to 5. I'm going to just take out 2. And yeah, I'm going to let this germinate on a seed mat. And then when it's done, I'm going to put it near the lights for a little bit. And they're going to go outside. And I will bring you along step by step when it comes to plants, like as these come up. Because I don't think you need me to do another video showing you how to put the seeds in the holes. So once these all germinate, I'll bring you back. We're going to do a little beet follow-up. It's a little early here for me. We're going to do a beet follow-up. As soon as these all germinate, I will do a video, bring you back, show you what they look like. As they come up a little bit more, I'll show you. When I go to take them outside to plant them, I will show you. I will definitely be bringing you along. When we're harvesting them, I am going to bring you along. So that is how I'm successful with growing beets. I hope this was helpful for you. Easy peasy, I think. I would never go back to just putting the seed in the ground. I was wasting too many seeds. If that's your only option is to put them in the ground, get bird netting, because birds will eat those seeds too. They will be eating the leaves off of your beets, which are sweet and delicious. Kid you not, great in salads. Very high in nutrients. This particular one here is the most whimsical. I'll give you information in case you've never seen this beet before. It's the most whimsical in the vegetable patch, originally from Italy. And I seem to be growing a lot of vegetables that are from Italy this year. These are difficult to find in stores, which is a true story. You can't really find a beet that looks like that in your grocery store, let alone today. We're having a hard time finding just food. So my words of encouragement is grow your own food. It's a lot easier than you think. I have no expensive grow light system, and I'm using 2 plastic shelves. I'm using styrofoam cups, red silo cups, dental cups that used to hold toothbrushes. Just make sure they have holes on the bottom. Seedlings, soil, and I'm also using potting mix. This is a 75 cell count tray of red beets. I am going to get this done. I'm going to do 2 because I don't want to be fussing. I have other things I have to plant, and yeah, but that's how easy it is. Easy peasy, my friends. So on that note, get your beets ready. I don't care if you get them from the dollar store. I use dollar store seeds. I'll use M.I. Gardner, Baker Creek for red beets. This happens to be Valley Green. It was probably from like a Home Depot or somebody sent this. And this is from the sustainable seed companies that I like to use. This is Clack's Garden. If you want to know more about this company, I did a video on it and the bug out seed bag. I really didn't want to open this, but I did. But anyway, this is going to go in the fridge. It will last 25 years. Or put it in a cool, dark spot that will last 25 years. I'm actually just going to use my roommate's stapler. It has a, you know, like one of those baggy type things, but to play it safe, I'm going to staple here, here, and here. And that's going to get put away in case of an emergency. So I'm going to be doing all of these beets, my friends. Every last one of these packs that are in my hand, even some ones that are a little bit older. I'm planting them all today in a cell tray. When they come up, I'm just going to pop them out and drop them right in a hole inside my bed. And like I said, I will bring you along step by step, and you're going to see how successful beets grow doing it this way. So I don't think I left anything out. You can also do more of these for like fall, like now, so that you have them for spring. Then do another concession of beets so that you have them going into the summer, which will, like towards the end of the summer, going into your fall. Then you can make sure you do plant another tray, say June or July, and you'll be able to grow beets all year long in the winter, but just make sure you have something to cover them. I did an experiment and didn't cover them. They did really, really good. They did. But stay tuned for a garden tour, my February garden tour, and I'll show you. January's is already uploaded, so if you missed it, go back, take a look. I was growing food all winter long for the first time ever, and I did some experimenting. Some things were under a row cover, some things were not, so come on back to see how the beets did. What did the weather do is what I should say. But that's it, my friends. It's that easy peasy. So if Rachel from that 1870s homestead happens to see this video, or somebody wants to share it to her, feel free, because I always feel bad for her. She tries to do her beets, she likes beets, and she struggles. So she goes to like a market, like a farmer's market, and we'll just buy a bunch of them. Rachel, that 1870s homestead, do it in a cell tray. Put your seeds in a cell tray. Rewatch the video. 6, 7 seeds in there. Leave 4 or 5 in there. Pop the modular out. Put it in the ground. And you and everyone else, all my subscribers, will be very successful. I know a lot of people were waiting for this video. You will be very successful in growing red beets. So I'm Melody. This is Bake a Leg and Let's Dig It Homestead. I love you all very much. And I'm going to start planting my beets. I'm going to do 275 cell count trays because I want to kind of space them out. I have a larger area and I think I want it full of beets. I want to use my pressure canner. So, and I just love them. They're going to be great to eat in the summertime when it's hot. I like adding them to my salads. So that's all I got for you. Don't forget to plant the 4 to 5 seeds in a clump, in a hole, and let them grow. If you have a big one, you're just going to slightly twist it and pull it off, and you'll leave your other 3 or 4 growing. When it comes to that, I will come back, like I said, and bring you along as this process continues. I will not leave you out on anything that has to do with the beets. So, get your beet seeds, get your tray ready, put some potting soil in there, drop 6, 7 seeds in the hole, and then spritz it, put a lid over it or some saran wrap over it, get it on a heat mat, get them germinating, and you are on your way, and you will see how easy this is going to be to plant beets. So again, I love you. I'm never good with goodbyes. I love you, and I'll see you on the next video. Like, subscribe, share. Maybe Rachel needs to see this. Love Rachel. Like, subscribe, share, hit your notification bell so you don't miss any videos. I do some preparing and prepping over here, baking and cooking, and a lot of gardening. So maybe think about, if you like the content here, maybe think about subscribing, and I'll catch you on the next video. Bye-bye, everyone.